Well, hello. You're welcome. I know. Look at me. Wow. Haggard. Charlie Greer podcast. Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to support this shit show, in the description, there's information for Zelle. You know how to do it. Yeah, so gigging and recording again. I've been kind of retired as far as gigging, and I've done some recording, but I haven't. But gigging, yeah, I haven't gigged in 10 years probably. Um, so yesterday, a couple friends, we went to this like Riverside bar, outdoor kind of thing. They had a band. It was cool to get out, by the river there. It's all open, it was covered, but then they had an open patio and pretty big place. And there's people wanting to have a good time, there's families and people and this, that, and then, like, I guess there was bikers were on a run. So like 60 bikers pulled up. It was totally cool. I love that. Seeing all those motorcycles and the cool leather and the hats and they didn't stay long. They literally came, had one beer and gone to the next. I thought that was cool too. Just like doing a run, just hitting here, there, whatever. It's all about the ride, I guess. But yeah, seeing that, going there and seeing this band, uh, kind of inspired me to kind of get because I've been missing it, man. Again, when you're playing live, your social life is popping off. And so I didn't realize how much of that, just me being in a band, like that circle of, I lost it. You lose it when you're not, you just miss, you're seeing people at clubs, this, that, you just didn't, you stop performing and your life just kind of slows down a bit, gets boring. So when I saw this, I show up and see the band, and quite honestly, the band, I mean, I'm going to say they're good because where they're at, the situation, but they were kind of inspiring because it was a dude with an electric guitar. He's playing like a Gretsch, like a semi-hollow body, a guy with an acoustic guitar and a drummer. They didn't have a bass player. They were playing covers. Unfortunately, they were no amps. They were plugged into this really small PA, like mixing board. The PA speakers, I mean, they were really small. So everything kind of, there was a hum, like a hum. You can't push it like that. You can't be like pushing to electric guitar straight to the PA without a. But and they were out of tune. Matter of fact, they were both out of tune. The drums were out of tune, but it kind of created this kind of chorusy, flangey. They worked with it, man. They're doing covers, Simple Man, and one of the guys was a pretty good singer. I mean, both were good, but this one guy actually had he was unique. His voice was a little unique. He kind of had some grit on it, and I could see if he could, if I could work, I could mold him. No, but he probably didn't even know how to warm up or anything. But yeah, it was, and just seeing it, like having a good time. Like there was no pressure. These guys were, hey, so I was thinking, I could do my solo show, just me and a guitar. So it got me thinking. I'm sitting there and was like, I'm bored. I want to. So yeah, I'm going to start doing that. But I have to this is going to be, I have to do some rehearsing. Like I got to do like an hour or two set, like this in my apartment, wherever, just go through songs. Play like half originals, half covers. I know a shit ton of covers. I mean, and recording. I mean, I haven't recorded in a while my own songs, but I've written. For one, I wrote about 2 albums worth of, and most of it I forgot. I mean, you just if you're not playing and you just. And so if I write, I'll put like the major, the chords on top of a piece of paper that have the lyrics out. But I don't know how to. I'll write the lyrics out, but I don't know how to write music or anything. I don't have to, So I have to go through my papers and see. Oh yeah, that I forgot about. And already, right now, even tomorrow, I could go in. I wouldn't want to, but I could go into a studio, like record an album. I've written enough songs that I haven't either demoed, like a really shitty demo, or never recorded it at all, or but I'm just going to do it for fun. I mean, a lot of times I was under pressure to, and get these songs out. Again, we went to the, the lake and the river, and this big barge came by going slow. I was like, well, how would you steer that? I mean, there's no turning that thing around. kind of scared because it was right there when we're right on the lake and this thing's coming by. Like, wow. And it was kind of overcast again today. I mean, it's June. What? It's in June, and I think it's like 67 degrees where I'm at. Kind of overcast. It's June. I mean, the seasons have changed somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, going to the lake bar, seeing the bikers, seeing the band. Honestly, they don't give it. I love that. Just we're out of tune. Just not too out of tune, but what I'm saying. It was inspiring. I mean, because we've been locked down, or I've been locked down. Moved to a new place. I haven't been performing. I mean, when I was teaching vocal lessons, it was kind of like gigging. You kind of got a little bit of the, you're singing like 3-4 hours a day. But there's just nothing funner than just performing. And I love it. I've been doing it since I was, I started theater in like 8th grade, maybe. I did my first gigs in the summer of '86. I was 15. Yeah. So I've been gigging like 35 years. I mean, I took some time off. Again, I haven't played since about 10 years. I just put it into it, man. I've told that story where I was just like, I'm done. I mean, I was in my 40s playing the club still. Like, what? It's embarrassing. I mean, granted, I could headline, but it's just like, are you kidding me? And you're getting old on a lot of stuff that you liked about playing, like the after parties and stuff. Like, you just don't want to just get home to your dogs, and you want to hang out. Like, I used to, love hanging out at a club. Just at the end there, I wasn't even sound checking. I was just like, matter of fact, I was playing with band, like, just had a revolving door policy. Guys coming and going, especially in LA, you just can't. There's opportunities. I mean, I remember I was rehearsing with this guy for like 7 weeks, and we got it down. And then he shows up. He's like, "Dude, this will be my last rehearsal because I got hired on a cruise ship, making a bunch of money." And I got it, but I'd already spent 7 weeks of paying for rehearsals. Probably hundreds of thousands, maybe $1,000 on rehearsals, and we had like gigs starting in a week. It's like, hey, it's cool. I get it. Well, I think it's like, dude, I'd have done the same thing. I want anybody mad at me. So, hey, I get it. So he rehearsed once and he referred somebody this, that, and I got another, But yeah, that's why I had to do the revolving door policy, because I just couldn't keep a stable band in Los Angeles. Never could. The whole time I was there, it was just here, there, that. And there was times where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to gig. I'll just do like art shows. Then I get bored with that. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to do acting. Go on to, I think in 2011, I had like 105 auditions that year, just every week or 22. I mean, I think I've only got like 4 student films. I mean, the reunion, but I mean, I didn't. And by the time you start getting really good at auditions, but then by then, LA it's not about talent, so I couldn't, navigate those seas, man. I mean, but yeah, gigging. I'm just going to start doing a one-man show. I'll learn like 2 1-hour sets, so I can do, a couple hours. And I'd like to like invite friends around here. I don't really know that many people, but I do, like about an hour or so away. I have like a lot of friends and old band members and stuff. And I'd love to, have a Charlie Greer and friends night, get everybody up, do some Pink Floyd. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm planning. Again, my thoughts create things. Our thoughts create things. I'm like, you know what? Sitting there yesterday on the river, I thought, man, why not? I still got, I'm getting older, but again, in no pressure. And when I say about pressure, like LA, just getting to the gig and just booking the gigs and the traffic and this and that, there's a lot of pressure. And I was doing all originals and trying to, I've actually never been, except when I was younger, like in a cover, like I just have fun. That's what I want to do. Like, I don't want any kind of, I'm not looking for a record deal or, granted, I want to record my songs, but I'm just gonna focus on performing live, doing a one-man show. I don't want to have granted, I usually would have like a 3-piece, like a bass player and a drummer. But again, that's I don't want to deal with the aggravation. I mean, granted, when you have a friend or whatever, it's good. Like when I was anytime I was around back where I'm at now in Illinois, I had a stable lineup because I know these, I know people, but I'm about an hour away or more. So, it is what it is. So I guess got to do my solo thing. And there's something about just being up there with like a human, person and their guitar, It's granted, there's not a lot of room for you know, make mistakes. It's just right there, And with a band, sometimes then you can't even tell. But if you're up there by yourself, just move through, move on, and laugh at it, make it in, turn into a bit. But yeah, I have one of my friends here. He's like, well, I'll go over and he hands me the guitar. He's like, come on, play. And okay, he'll test me, and I have to remember these songs. And they had me playing, Country Roads by John Denver. I mean, I know all these crazy songs. Wasp, I Want to Be Somebody. I used to do a country version of that. He was like, that's the best thing. And I remember when I used to do it, because that's what I like to do. I like to take a song and then kind of like, acoustically, break it down, slow it, make it more like not a ballad, but, because it makes it unique, I like to mix it up a bit. So yeah, again, sitting there watching this band and the smiles on their face and people, again, these are like working blue collar people, Harley people, everybody's in a good mood, doing a run to the river. Because I thought that when they showed up, it looked like it filled it up. Like you couldn't get to the bar, And I thought, yeah, it's starting to pick up. And then they're like, okay, here we go. And I thought, oh man, because they brought that energy, that kind of biker cool. The band started playing a little better, But I was impressed with the band. Just not that they're, just their whole attitude, the rock and roll. Hey, just get up, let's do it. Let's just and they knew those songs. They knew those. They didn't, they were doing all everything. John Cougar Mellencamp and all that, I was digging it. And again, like at most gigs, most people are just like talking and not paying attention. You know what I mean? I get that too. Every gig, I mean, we were even loud. I could still hear the people just, and the beer bottles clicking. That's going to happen. I mean, I do that. I do that myself. I go to concerts or, clubs in a band. We're talking while we're, I'm not just sitting there kind of, and people shouldn't be offended. People are just wanting to converse and have a beer. But I would say about a month of pre-production, meaning me just going through my set. Like literally how I do it is I used to have a small PA in like my living room, but I sold everything left. I don't have it, but literally do it like you're doing a gig. Like do 3 songs in a row, don't stop. And then might have like a little break, water, and then keep on going, mowing through it. And then time, like, well, that was only 27 minutes. You got to stretch that. And you see, no, it's like the back of your hand, it's just your guitar is like your third arm. It's because right now I'm out of whack. I mean, that's what even the best player, if you're not, you set it, because a lot of times if you've been playing a lot, you want to sit it down. And I think that's when you're inspired. I always have a guitar out. I mean, I'll pick it up. I'm not doing like the hour a day I should be doing, because I just moved to a new place. I'm just that and the other, and I've got and I need to get back on track. And with gigging, I'd have to again just do my set, just do it, go over, at least once a day. Then after a month, you do that like 3 times a week. In a month, you're like, okay, I'm ready for my gig. And then sure, you start gigging, then you'll get better. And again, I want to involve people. I have friends that are like great musicians around here. And between us, we know so many songs. I mean, that'll be fun. I've never had that, like a Charlie Greer and Friends night, or whatever. And I might even do some spoken word, I might be ranting. I mean, that's what I mean. I want to do a whole new show. And that band, and I don't even know, they never said their name and they didn't talk. They were just mowing through songs. I mean, which is, and again, I take my hat off to them. They played, we were there for like 2 hours, but they played like 30 songs. I mean, and they nailed it. They were, it's what it is. They didn't have a bass player, but dude, Knew those songs. Um, and I liked their attitude. Just like, we're out of tune. We're just having a beer, rock and roll, you know. Just get up there and, come on. I mean, they didn't even tune their guitar the whole time. That's I like to be in tune. I'm kind of like stickler like that. Now I have a clip-on tuner, but back when I was before I used those, I just had a pedal, and I'd click on it, and it's a floor pedal. It's small, about that big, and it mutes so your tuner comes on, tune up real quick, beep, 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 click back on it, you're ready to. Now with my clip-on, and the clip-ons are more precise. I think it's a Snark or something. Those are awesome, man. I love the clip-on. And I have a guitar tuner on my phone. Like I have some kind of app that I'm stupid like that. Need a guitar? I mean, again, I love guitars, and that's what I did since I was, I really focused on it since I was like 12, maybe. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I mean, but then I realized, like, okay, well, I had friends that were just shredders. I was more rhythm and singing. Like, I wanted to do songs. And I even just go, oh, yeah, then there's lead guitar and rhythm guitar. I get it. I'll be more of a singer-songwriter guy. And how I even started singing, I was a bass player. I was 15, and the singer wasn't showing up. So there's like, hey, why don't you do the songs, Charlie? And I'm like, well, you're a better singer than him. And I didn't even know I could sing. I could barely play bass. I mean, I was 15. I mean, I could. And then that gave me the spark, like, you know what? Hey, I could be a singer. So yeah, I miss gigging. I miss the camaraderie of the other bands you get to know. And again, it's not even a bad thing. Like, they aren't talking to you or anything. It's just that how you're there at the club, or they're playing the same night. You get to know them. Hey, whatever. You run into them. So then you got this camaraderie. Hey, we're having a barbecue. All right. If you're just living your life and working or whatever, you're not in that. If you go out, it isn't that, what I'm saying? You got to be in it. The goings on. If you're not, you just kind of lost. It isn't like anybody said, I know. It's just, you're just not around. You're not gigging. You're not hanging out. You're not at sound check. You're not, there was times where there'd be like 4 or 5 bands on that night, and you get to know them all. Hey, how you doing? Change up, trade merch. Like, here's my CD. Give me one of yours. Yeah, fun. And yeah, I miss it. So I'm going to start down. I'm gonna here I go. And yeah, in recording, man, I've got a lot of songs. I mean, I'm just gonna do like basic. I'm not gonna have a drummer, guitar. I'm just gonna maybe a click track to keep it on, and just do guitars and vocals. Maybe add a little bit of bass or whatever, and some. Who knows? But I'm gonna make them simple, almost like an acoustic album, just to get my songs down. I can always that's what I usually do. I'd have some kind of recording, whatever it was back then. It was a cassette recorder, whatever, 4-track, and I would just get my songs down, just me and a guitar. Might add another track, a lead or another vocal, but just get them down. And then you can go back and record. Some of my songs I've recorded like a lot of times. When you first demo it, and then or we lost the recording, something happened, the computer crashed, you have to re-record. And you're always kind of doing that. Well, again, I haven't been doing this I took like 10 years off. I just but then you realize like how much of a part of life, like when I was younger, I couldn't have done it, man. When I was living like in Champaign-Urbana and I was in Love Engineering, there's no way. We were gigging like, we got to the point where we weren't even playing locally. Like if we played Mabel's or local, they're like, hey, rare, look, because we were here and there in Peoria, Bloomington, Springfield, Jacksonville, Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, Danville, Terre Haute, wherever, Carbondale. Granted, we weren't touring. We were just, a busy band. And by then, like that last year or so in Love, we didn't have to rehearse. We were like a well-oiled machine. I mean, we rehearsed. We got 3 gigs this week. Yeah. But the stress of that, see, we were edged. Oh my God, I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to have all those amps and just, you're needing roadies and a sound man, no. I mean, that was fun. I mean, yeah, but now I'm just going to do like a solo, no lights. I mean, grant whatever lights there. I'm not bringing lights or renting them or smoke machines or none of that, which is cool. But I mean, been there, done that kind of thing. Yeah, so be looking before one. I'll probably end up playing that place by the river. Matter of fact, I might do that the first gig because it's away from my, most people that. I was even talking about it. We were like, yeah, I mean, the owner books, you can just talk to them. So I'll talk to him. Be like, hey, you know who I am? No. And again, I'm older now. Like I'm 51. I'm not delusional. I don't have a fan base. It's gone. You're starting over. Like I don't. There ain't no. Matter of fact, nobody's watching my podcast. I mean, I get it. I start playing again and mention, hey, Charlie, your podcast. Guess who's going to be watching? Yeah, that's another reason because I just want to be. Again, I needed time to like decompress, move back to the Midwest, get my dog settled in, get all settled in. Now I'm getting like antsy. Again, I haven't been painting. I'm usually painting, playing guitar, this, that, teaching a lesson here and there. And so I need to get back into that. I'm get back into my groove. Even my friend was like, hey, you're not doing your daily walks. I was like, well, it's raining. And I had been sick. I had like a stomach flu and I hadn't been sick in years. I usually don't get sick because I'm eating like zinc and taking vitamin D and, I stay healthy. I eat good. But I mean, I guess this change of season moving. I don't know. I got some stomach flu. It's brutal. So yeah, be looking. Be listening. I might even probably podcast my gigs. I probably will. It'll probably look and sound like, oh dear Lord. But first, before I buy some more cameras and stuff. But yeah, I'll probably do a live podcast for my gigs. Why not? I mean, running up the flagpole, see who salutes, as Lemmy would say, But look, I love y'all. I'm gonna make this one short. But yeah, go out, go see a band, go see a cover band, whatever. Support your local artists, musicians, whoever. And yeah, I'm gonna keep the update about how I'm doing, how many songs I got in the blah blah blah. I'm in rehearsal, and you'll see. So yeah, I love y'all. Be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.